Hello, choir. This is the video for Dear to the Heart of the Shepherd. This is hymn number 221, and we're using that road map thing. So if you still have your road map, it could help you. If not, I have some, but I'm going to try and explain this hopefully clearly. Okay, let's begin with sopranos. So you're going to start verse 1. And we're going to be kind of quiet with this, okay? Okay. Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are the sheep of his fold. Dear is the love that he gives them, dearer than silver or gold. Okay, now let's go that far with the accompaniment underneath, okay? I'll give you the measure before so you know how to come in. Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are the sheep of his fold. Dear is the love that he gives them, dearer than silver or gold. Okay, now the next part. Right here, the altos will be joining you, but we're just going to go over your part for now, okay? Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are his other lost sheep. Over the mountains he follows, over the waters so deep. Okay, now let's do this with the altos beneath you, okay? Here's altos, there's you. Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are his other lost sheep. Over the mountains he follows, over the waters so deep. Okay, let's put up good deep. Otherwise it'll sound like D. Okay, so let's do this same part where the altos join you with accompaniment, okay? Here's alto, here's you. Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are his other lost sheep. Over the mountains he follows, over the waters so deep. Okay, so that's it for the first part. Verse 2 will begin with the tenors and basses, and partway through theirs, you will start to do your oohing, for those of you who remember doing that last week. Okay, so I will play the men's part so that you know when to come in, okay? So hear the men. To the heart of the shepherd, dear are the limbs of his fold. Some from the pasture are straying, hungry and helpless and cold. Now this is where you come in. Okay, now I'm going to play the men's part beneath you. So sopranos, altos here, and the men are here. let's do this with the accompaniment. So we'll be right. Let's start where you come in. Okay, so you're going to be ooh, right here. Ooh. And this is the chord. Ooh. Okay, that A is about as low as I can go as a soprano. So if it's uncomfy and you can't hit it sopranos, it's okay. The altos are strong and they can hit it for us. Okay, let's move on to the next part. We'll sing the chorus for the first time. So out in the desert. Out in the desert they wander, hungry and helpless and cold. Off to the rescue he hastens. I took a breath there, but if you want to do it in one breath. Off to the rescue he hastens. Probably be better. Bringing them back to the fold. Okay, now let's do this with accompaniment. Out in the desert. Out in the desert they wander, hungry and helpless and cold. Off to the rescue he hastens. Sorry, I played that wrong. Hastens. There we go. Bringing them back to the fold. Okay. And then we're going to change keys. And from here, your note is right here. So you go from here to here. Okay, this is verse 3. Sopranos, altos. Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are the 99. Dear are the sheep that have wandered out in the desert to pine. Let's go that far with the altos. Okay, so here's altos. Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are the 99. Dear are the sheep that have wandered out in the desert to pine. Okay, now let's put that with the accompaniment. So you're going to be right here. Here's the measure before, so you can hear the key change, okay? Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are the 99. Dear are the sheep that have wandered out in the desert to pine. Okay, a little mistake in there for me, but that's all right. Okay, now we're going to this next part. We're going to have all 4 parts, but let's start with yours right here. Our King is earnestly calling, tenderly pleading today. Will you not seek for my lost ones, or from my shelter astray? Okay, now let's try that part with the altos beneath you. Hark, he is earnestly calling. Hark, he is earnestly calling, tenderly pleading today. Let's do that same segment with accompaniment under. Actually, let's do it with the men underneath. Okay, you're here, hark. Hark is earnestly calling, tenderly pleading today. Will you not seek for my lost ones, all from my shelter astray? Okay, now let's do that with accompaniment. You're right here. Hark is earnestly calling, tenderly pleading today. Will you not seek for my lost ones, all from my shelter astray? Now we're going to shift into a new key. Green is your note. Okay. Green are the pastures inviting, sweet are the waters and still. Lord, we will answer thee gladly. Yes, blessed Master, we will. Make us thy true under shepherds. Give us a love that is deep. Send us out into the desert, seeking thy wandering sheep. Okay, now let's do that with, let's see. It's unison. So men and women, this is with the altos. So let's go ahead and just do this with the accompaniment, okay? Green are the pastures. Green are the pastures inviting, sweet are the waters and still. Lord, we will answer thee gladly. Yes, blessed Master, we will. Make us thy true under shepherds. Give us a love that is deep. Send us out into the desert, seeking thy wandering sheep. Okay, and then the chorus for the last time. Okay. Out in the desert they wander, hungry and helpless and cold. Right there, we'd like to slow it down just a little bit. Hungry and helpless and cold. Okay, and then even slower. Off to the rescue we'll hasten, bringing them back to the fold. And that's the end of the song. Okay, let's do this from the chorus with the accompaniment. Out in the desert they wander, hungry and helpless and cold. So off to the rescue we'll hasten, bringing them back to the fold. Okay, and that's it, sopranos. Good luck, you have this. Okay, altos, your turn. All right, you start the song, verse 1, and you're going to be singing with the altos in unison, okay? Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are the sheep of his fold. Dear is the love that he gives them, dearer than silver or gold. Okay, now let's go that far with the accompaniment, okay? Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are the sheep of his fold. Dear is the love that he gives them, dearer than silver or gold. So far, so good, right? Okay, we're going to keep going. The sopranos are going to be singing above you. You're going to be down here, okay? Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are his other lost sheep. Over the mountains he follows, over the waters so deep. Isn't that a lovely part? You pretty well have the melody there. It's because they're just singing this. I think this part is the melody for a while. So let's do this with the sopranos above you. Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are his other lost sheep. Over the mountains he follows. Over the waters so deep. Sorry, messing up on the words. Okay, so let's do that part with the accompaniment underneath of it. Dear to the heart, right there, okay. Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are his other lost sheep. Over the mountains he follows, over the waters so deep. Okay, that's the end of verse 1. Verse 2, the men are going to sing, they start of the shepherd, dear are the lips of his fold. So we're just quiet right here. Now this is where you join in. So this is the last part. You hear this note. If you can jump back up to, that's where you are. So jump up to. Okay, now we're going to have the men be here. You're going to be here. Sorry. Isn't that a beautiful harmony? The men sing the melody and you sing the harmony with it. I love it. I think it's so beautiful. Okay, let's do that with the accompaniment beneath it. Okay, just with ooh, right there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. go into the chorus for the first time. Out in the desert they wander, hungry and helpless and cold. Off to the rescue he hastens. All right, if that's too high, off to the rescue he hastens. And then you'd have to probably jump back up, bringing them back to the fold. Okay? Or if not, you can stay hastens, if you can manage that, okay? But if not, perfectly respectable to go below. It gets a little fuller sound, which is nice anyway. Okay, so let's do with the men beneath, right? Okay, out in the desert. Out in the desert they wander, hungry and helpless and cold. Off to the rescue he hastens, bringing them back to the fold. All right, now with accompaniment. So I do this lovely, it's a 5/7 to a minor chord. It's great. Out in the desert they wander, hungry and helpless and cold. Off to the rescue he hastens, bringing them back to the fold. Okay, now we're going to go to this little interval. We're going to change keys. Hear this note. It's and you're going to go down. La, doorbell, doorbell. Okay, that's how you find your note. I'll do that again. Dear, okay. Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are the 99. Dear are the sheep that have wandered out in the desert to pine. Let's go that far. Let's do a sopranos. I think this part is so lovely. Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are the 99. Dear are the sheep that have wandered out in the desert to pine. Okay, now with accompaniment. You know, I see written on here, violin. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, so here we are. Let's do that. That was hard. Let's try that again. Dear to the heart of the shepherd, dear are the 99. Dear are the sheep that have wandered out in the desert to pine. Hark, he is honestly calling. Oh, sorry, we haven't gone over that part yet. I'm so sorry. Okay, right here. Hark, he is earnestly calling, tenderly pleading today. Will you not seek for my lost ones, off from my shelter astray? Okay, let's do this as sopranos. Hark, he is earnestly calling, tenderly pleading today. Will you not seek for my lost ones, off from my shelter astray? Okay, now let's do it the men are going to join us right here. Here you are. Hark, he is earnestly calling, tenderly pleading today. Will you not seek for my lost ones, off from my shelter astray? Now let's do that with the accompaniment. Hark, he is earnestly, okay. Hark, he is earnestly calling, tenderly pleading today. Will you not seek for my lost ones, off from my shelter astray? So that pretty much plays your part, which is really nice. Okay, and then we have this nice interlude right here. And change keys again. And we're going to be from here. But if you're not comfy with that, come down to here. Okay, I'm going to play both octaves so that you know how it goes. Green are the pastures inviting, sweet are the waters unstill. Lord, we will answer thee gladly. Yes, blessed Master, we will. Make us thy true under shepherds. Oh, that's awfully high for us for an alto. Give us a love that is deep. Send us out into the desert, seeking thy wandering sheep. So that you can totally do that. That's really good and perfectly fine. Okay? The men, they're doing the same thing. I just played their part for you, actually. So if you do sing the octave lower, you'll be singing with the men, which is fine because the tone of their voice is a different quality than the tone of your voice. So you're not going to sound like men if you sing there, okay? It's fine to sing right down there with them. It's okay. So let's do this with the accompaniment. Green are the pastures inviting, sweet are the waters unstill. Lord, we will answer thee gladly. Yes, blessed Master, we will. Make us thy true under shepherds. Give us a love that is deep. Send us out into the desert, seeking thy wandering sheep. I can't hit that low. Okay, and then we have this. And there's our, so from here to here. We're going to be unison, so men and women all singing the same note. Okay, the melody. Out in the desert they wander. So it does split off. You're not unison for very long. Let's try that again. Out in the desert they wander, hungry and helpless and cold. All right, you guys are the best part. Off to the rescue we'll hasten, bringing them back to the fold. Okay, now sing that with the other women. Out in the desert they wander, hungry and helpless and cold. Off to the rescue we'll hasten, bringing them back to the fold. You notice how your part really jumps right there. Off to the rescue, the rescue, the rescue. Okay, so just keep an eye on. And then there's another one. Will hasten. It's just a little uncomfortable to do, but it sounds so beautiful. Okay, let's do this with the men underneath. So here, men. And, oh, I'm sorry. Let's start it out in the desert. Out in the desert they wander, hungry and helpless and cold. Off to the rescue they hasten, bringing them back to the fold. Okay, now let's do this with accompaniment. So we have this interesting this chord, and then out in the desert they walk. I'm sorry, I was doing sopranos. Out in the desert they wander, hungry and helpless and cold. Off to the rescue they hasten, bringing them back to the fold. Here's the ending. And that's it for you, altos. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for singing. Okay, tenors, your turn.